Figured I'd just do a quick video here. We're on Cheap Electronics 101. People always ask, why do you bother with those cheap electronics? Well, I like seeing how they're made and what corners were cut and whatnot, or how they're put together. The other day, the special at the dollar store, these solar lamps here. I bought 2 of them. And after the fiasco with the Christmas candle lamps that caught on fire, we figured we'd try some solar table lamps. And first, the good news and the bad news. They had the stake lights, which we're all familiar with here, the dollar. These work. This one works. It sees the dark, it turns on. That one's fine, but there's just one LED in the dollar stake lights. But for the dollar table lamps here, the deal of the month, there's 3 LEDs in them. I'll take one apart here to show you. And there's a problem with each one of these. I put them in the window, and neither one of them were on in the morning. Well, during the evening, I should say. So let's cover a few things that we found wrong with these so far. First of all, this one I noticed. Only 2 of the 3 LEDs are illuminating. This one has a poor solder on it or something. There it is. Okay, so we have our soldering iron on. We'll doctor that up. In the second one here, the battery was weak, so it's either not charging or maybe it just didn't get a good charge. So I'm going to take and I'll place the batteries in I'll place the batteries in my charger here, give them a good charge. That one's a little low. This one did work, but also I noticed the LED on this one of them is loose. I was thinking if I can show you. It doesn't matter whether it's a $3,000 flat panel TV or a dollar light. The one of the LEDs, I don't know if you'll pick it up. The top 2 right there are cracked. Just try and have you see what a cracked solder looks like, but I don't know if you can make that out or not. But those connections need to be mended. So that's what we'll do with the solar light project here. They have evolved over the years. All that's in this is a switch, a battery connector, and a 4-legged transistor. Now the earlier models, the boards are nicely labeled too. It tells you battery plus, battery minus, solar plus, solar minus. And they always have this inductor in here. I don't know what the inductor does, but they seem to always have an inductor in there. And I would like to look that transistor up, but the numbers that they use these days, don't cross to anything. So, any event, there's our solar panel. I want to show you what they've evolved these days to. The stake lights, as far as they go, they have this one transistor now. The way it works is they used to use they used to put a little CDS cell here that would monitor the change in light, and then bias a transistor and turn on, because what you have to do is turn on the charge during the day, and then when this diminishes, to turn the battery on to light the light. So what they would do is you would charge during the day, and then as soon as you lost the ambient light, the battery would take over, but and turn the LED on. So the LED was biased on and off by the CDS cell. And also, in that fashion, when the LED was off, it would charge the battery. That's the way they used to do it. Now they seem to have come up with without the CDS cell, to save a component there. And I think what they're doing now is they just use the fact that there's no current coming out of the solar cell. As soon as the current diminishes on the charge here, it turns the transistor on. And when it's off, it charges the battery. So they've eliminated the light sensor in the new dollar stake lights. Well, anyway, we'll try and repair this one and put them back together and see how they function. One thing I want to mention is took some ice from outside to wet my soldering sponge here. Must have been when we were working on the other radio. I was pretty hard on my soldering tip, so I'll give you a little soldering tip lesson. I actually bent it by being hard on on a component, getting it out of the circuit or a through hole. My tip there has gone ahead and lost some of its tinning, so I'll give you a little tip lesson. Is the tip, the solder should stick to it, where here I have a few voids where it's not sticking, it just rolls off. Because there's only a slight little coating on these tips, and once that's gone, it's gone. The solder will just ball up and roll right off. So you've seen the soldering here before, and I can tell you is this tip is now defective. It's blotchy, it's spotty, and I've had this tip a long time, but it's not until it was manhandled trying to get some components out of a terminal connector that I've gone and ruined that tip. I will solder these with it, but I will be on the hunt for a new tip. I have a bag of them somewhere around the shop. Okay, I've gone ahead and touched up both of the defective connections there, and the circuits are put together okay. The design and all is okay. What I believe what the problem is when the person on the assembly line, and I imagine these working conditions aren't the finest over there. I think when they put the circuit board with the 3 LEDs, which is a bonus here, through the hole, the opening, is when the cracks occurred. So they actually damaged them placing the 3 LEDs through the very small hole here. So our batteries are charging. We should have enough charge on the battery to give them a try. Can file this under what is your time worth. That's why they're the deal of the month. 2 of them, and both of them cease to function after well, a short time. And again, I think it was a manufacturing defect. The circuit is okay. Then we have our 3 here and our 3 here, and see if they go off when I lift the solar up and towards the light over here, and they turn off, and when it's dark they'll turn on. So there you have it, the dollar. I'll put them back together and close up here. I'll reattach them and call this a wrap. So basically now all we do is we'll take our lamps, we put them back in the stand, little twist lock, put your little cap back on it here, your little lampshade, and although you can't see it, it's ready for another run here. So there's another edition of Time Pit Electronics. How much time it takes to, let's turn this one on. This one's on. Repair a couple of solar table lamps. Thanks for watching.